chief is going to have to start paying his retirement in 2011.
Well, then I need to change that.
Right.
He did not get the waiver from the state.
Okay.
So he has to go back.
And it's going to be higher in 2010 than it is, because we've got September through the end of the year.
Okay. Well, retirement is already paid for 2010.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so
good.
we're okay for 2010.
All right.
So 11. So yeah, there might be a slight change to retirement, but not significant.
Okay.
DB fund, probably our best fund at this point. Appropriated fund balance applied last year was $25,000. We have We have $183,000. I'm applying $80,000 today. That would leave us with $100,000 if we need to add some more. So that'll help. The interfund gas revenues, we budgeted $20,000 last year. They consistently come in around 30, 35, come in around 45, 50. So we're bumping up to 35. CHIPS, the CHIPS revenue and the CHIPS expense really wash away.
Yeah.
It's money in from the government, but I show it because I need to do it.
Now you're projecting it to $113,000 next year?
Correct. Well, that's the number we got from the state.
Well, we budgeted 147 this year. We got 113. Correct. Is it going to be 113, or is it going to be less than that next year?
011, I have. The 011 came in as a projection of 113.
Okay,
113.7.
fine.
What did we get for?
So that's an in and out.
Close
item, so it really doesn't have a
Well, but it's going to go out on the other end, so we got to, whatever it is.
I did. I adjusted those out.
Okay.
Money in, money out.
Money out.
I mean, it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
What it matters is
Right.
that how much are you going to have to fix roads. That's
Well, yeah,
Right.
Sure.
Okay, on the expense side, CHIPS we talked about, same thing, that's down. Capital road improvements, Steve had asked for 350. I put in 3 for the moment because we were taking a look at that to see where that rate would fall. We can go back to it, but we budgeted 190 in 2010, and he would like to budget. We're budgeting right now 300. So that's a big increase there.
Well, in terms of the roads, our roads are in pretty sorry shape, and with the price of asphalt proceeding to go up, this is to me, a good number, a good solid number.
It's not a bad number. I mean, we'll move back to 350, and then we have a little room to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
isn't that a revenue increase, not a revenue decrease?
Which?
Under revenues, under DB fund?
This is an expense we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about up above now, going back to...
Yes, that's a revenue decrease.
It's not a revenue increase? It went from 192 to 228.
I'm sorry, it's a revenue increase. You're right, my revenues go down. It's an
Yeah.
increase against our bottom line.
Good catch, George.
Thank you, George.
Well, you don't see that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And again, hospitalization, that's the one line item. We need to bump that up again. And our bond anticipation notes, again, we paid one off this year, next year, so that will vacate. That money will be able to help out the DB fund as well.
And again, for the public, by not borrowing any money from 2006 to the current time, our interest payment principal went from $115,000 this year to $61,000 next year.
That's another good.
And so that's money that we would just have to collect the taxes and give off to the bankers.
Right.
Okay.
That money's helping us in these hard times.
Oh, it is. I see it right here.
So the next increase in DB is about $15,000, which is on the front page about 0.8% change as it stands. And that's.
Could you turn that heat up a little bit behind you?
Sorry? I didn't touch it.
Thank you very much. I think we're going to lose our attorney over here.
Touches something goes wrong.
I'm good.
Okay, back to you, Bill.
Well, that's the basic layout of where each of our 4 funds are, our fund balance is what we have, what we're using in today's date. But we have some things to talk about concerning the revaluation and reassessment load as we deal with the A fund.
But that's going to be minuscule.
It may be. I'm not privy to what...
What we're really hurting on are attorney's fees
Well, that's what I meant, Doug, I'm sorry, attorney fees regarding that.
Oh, yeah,
Not
attorney fees. Now, we won't have the 2 lawsuits we had this year, but we're gonna have, but according to Dennis, the justices are really pushing hard on us to resolve the bulk of our tax surcharges.
Yeah.
And that's gonna cost us money for appraisal and for legal.
And the appraisals are outrageously expensive.
Now, the other thing is that if we lose any of these, we're just gonna have to band that money. We won't have the money to pay it back. So that, as the year progresses, brace ourselves, guys, that's what's going to be. Okay.
Question.
The other thing too, you know, when you said revenue decrease, that should be revenue increase again, so there's a parenthesis there, but that's actually an increase. But the bottom line is, you actually did it.
Yeah.
The final bottom line.
Yeah, you should not have
It is correct.
Right.
That's why I wasn't worried. I was hoping it was going to be better. No,
No, that's correct.
You can
Nice
see
try,
the,
George.
yeah, I mean, I went right down to the bottom. And I mean,
But I think when you look at the percentage increases for the tax increase, you could lay everybody off in the town of Goshen, everybody, and you'd still be at a positive tax increase.
Yeah.
This is, again,
not the expense factor.
its revenues are down significantly, and legal fees are up
Legal fees,
significantly. Okay, but anyway, we'll work with it.
Well, hopefully, a lot of those are non-reoccurring. Most of those are non-reoccurring, those
Right.
horrendous legal.
Well, they won't be, I mean,
So-
once we finish 2011, I mean, I think we'll have a lot of these on the hook.
You should have.
And these have been lingering for 10 years.
Yeah,
Finally,
we'll
we
just-
have to step up to them and get them done.
Yeah, I think the board's aware, I mean, we spent $125 on turvy so far. That's probably going to exceed
Well, that was,
200,000.
that was the biggest part.
Yeah, that'll be over 200,000 by the time that case is done.
Yeah.
And that doesn't affect any refund.
And that goes back to 2000.
Correct. And there's a number of other cases which will obviously take its
Yeah.
place in 2011, but, you know, the board's aware of that.
Okay, well, anyway, we got some work. Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.
Drive safely.
That's it, the teacher's supposed to have more questions.
Oh, no,
No,
you're going to get a point.
you're
You're not done yet.
This is preliminary.
Yeah.
This is
You'll
slow.
get me the next time.
Oh, yeah. Jet game is all we have to get out of here.
And Phil's not going to Egypt.
No, yeah. Not until you're done.
Okay.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Oh, you still haven't seen it.
Okay, let's go ahead and, I'm just going to talk. Hello, let's go, guys.
Have you got an
We got a
extra
long
copy?
agenda. Item 3, Water Sewer Department status review of efforts to reduce inflow and infiltration. I just got a little love note here from Mark Warren in the Sewer Department, but we've inspected 107 houses out of the 422 homes. And all the people who were in good shape probably volunteered first. So we're going to have to probably schedule these remaining 422 homes through phone calls and notes, so that's going to take place. Mark has also contacted these two companies in regard to testing and sealing of these manholes we talked about, and he's waiting for them to return the calls and establish the date. But what he wants to do is, once they seal these two manholes, is to put a vacuum on them to find out really how secure this material will work. Yeah. So that'll be gone. He also has got a request into Steve Andershak to find out exactly when he can get the backhoe and sucking machine and some other things to go out and do some work. He's got a priority list, and that'll happen here shortly. And so that's what's going on from their perspective. Okay. The next item is for the public. I sent a letter to the Village of Goshen this week, and it's called Reference Arbitration Demand. And this is a notice to the village. It's through the legal process that the town of Goshen, our position is we demand, or we are requesting, and I guess they legally it's called arbitration demand, that we go to arbitration versus going through the lawsuit protocol. And We're doing this for two reasons. One is arbitration is much less costly than litigation. And number two is so much quicker. You know, because binding arbitration, once the arbiter or arbitrators